Hey, this is Tim here with Expert Power Wash. Got a brand new 6.5 foot skid here behind me to show you guys. This one has two 8-gallon-a-minute pressure washers. If you enjoy this content or you want to see more of our walk-around videos, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. It helps me out. It's like buying me a digital cup of coffee. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm going to show you this skid. Let's get to it. All right, let's jump right into it. So I'll give you a quick walk around, show you all the angles of the skid. Like I said, this is 6.5 feet long, so it's a rather smaller skid. This thing is decked out, has a lot of stuff going on with it. We'll get around back to the front here, and we'll jump into all the features that this skid has. So starting over here, this is an 8-gallon-a-minute pressure washer. This is one of our custom built units. You're gonna notice it has the Honda exhaust. We got a block mounted unloader. So what that does, that takes that violent jerk out of your hands when you pull the trigger. And we didn't just put a K7 on this. This has a Pulsar unloader, so right down in here. Typically on a pressure washer, you'll see like a $65 unloader. This one has a $300 unloader. So they just work a lot better. Most people don't want to pay that amount of money, or maybe they're just not aware that something like that exists, but it completely changes the way that these pressure washers run. Key start, hour meter. This one has the general pump, recharging system. If you go over here, this one is identical. Take a look there. These are gear drive units. So you can see the gearbox down there. Same unloader. This will give you a better look from this angle. You can see that it's block mounted. So what most people do is they just have the unloader attached to that part of the pump and it just hangs off the side. Problem with that is those fittings usually break and then you're gonna be left stranded on a job. So we don't do it like that. So let's jump over to the reels. You have 4 Titan electric reels. These are all wired properly. So the heat shrink that we use, this is 3M stuff, and then this is 8-gauge Marine USA high quality wiring here. If you look at the way that we do it, it just follows the stock wiring there. Looks really nice. These heat shrinking fittings here, this has glue on the inside, and then it also shrinks down, so you have double protection there. Our lugs are super high quality stuff. We're not using Amazon or auto part stuff. We specially order these. They're about 75 cents a piece. They just last a lot longer. They don't corrode up. And anybody that knows wiring knows that all of your connections are very, very crucial parts of your system to keep it running. So let's start at the top reel here. These are the Titan reels with the stainless steel internals. And what I mean by that, this is called your manifold. This pipe goes through the reel. A lot of cheaper reels will have a steel manifold and those just rust up and corrode and they don't last very long. So stainless steel caps, stainless steel swivel right there. And these reels are all going to be the same, so I won't repeat the same stuff as we get through all the reels, but this one has 200 feet of 1/2-inch Fierce Jet soft wash hose, really nice stuff. We have stainless steel crimped ends, ST510 gun, and then these nozzles are perfectly matched for the soft wash system. So going on down to the next reel here, this has 200 feet of Fierce Jet hose. This stuff's really nice. It's rated really high, 4250 on working PSI, and then it has a burst rate of 10,625. It is also rated at 310 degrees for hot water. Ball valve swivel with the Mossmatic swivel here. These are all stainless steel fittings. This is where a lot of guys will cut corners and just use the brass or that zinc plated stuff. We think it's very important to make sure you have quality fittings on there that are going to last a long time. Going over to the top rail here, this is 100 feet of Flexilla garden hose. This isn't the skinnier stuff. This is 3/4 inner diameter, so that's going to help flow water into the tanks a lot faster. And then going down to the next hose reel here, this one's identical to this one. 200 feet of Fierce Jet. Again, you get the Mossmatic ball valve swivel with all stainless steel fittings. You can see our plumbing down here. So you can see one is the drain and then one runs up to the pressure washer. I'll get into the filters when we get around the other side there. All right, let's take a look at the back side here. So this one has a downstream injector bypass system, and I'll show you that once we get around to the other side. But we think it's very important that those downstreamers have a rinse valve. So this is our brand new valve. This is the one with the Viton seals. Be careful if you're sourcing something like this yourself. There's 2 different 1/4-inch 3-way ball valves and they look exactly the same except for the internals. So this is our brand new bracket. It has the blue and the red, so you know whether you're on water or chemical. Give you a look at the top here. So you can see this one has 300-gallon tanks. The back tank's going to be for bleach, 100 gallons, and then 200 gallons of water. This is our EPW box. This has the charging system built in. This is a waterproof plug that we put in there, so you don't have to open up your box, just simply plug into the side. Got our Pro Mixer XL. This is our upgraded mixer. This one has the 3/4 valves on the water and the bleach, so just so it can meter more accurately. And then of course this one is the 1/2 inch. You got the rinse valve here. What this valve does is allows this valve here, which is your bleach valve, to bring fresh water into the whole system. I see a lot of guys, they won't put this on their builds. They just simply turn off this valve, turn off the soap, and then you're only bringing water in through one leg of the mixer. That doesn't really do you a whole lot of good when you're trying to protect this leg of your mixer and rinse out all the bleach out of that. All these fittings, check valves, all this stuff's going to corrode up if you run your system like that. So that's why we add the 3-way valve on there. Let's take a look at the back. This one has the new Remco dual control pump, and that one is made for soft wash. Remco makes a couple different versions, so you want to make sure you get the one that's actually designed for soft wash. Let's take a look at the tanks here at the bottom. You can see that we have 2 of them tied in together. So 2 100-gallon tanks make a total of 200 gallons of water. You can see we tie them in like that. What that does is it eliminates a lot of the sloshing effect that you get on when you have water in the tanks. You can see we have everything plumbed neatly. These are through tank plumbing system. So there's no connections here. The hose goes straight down in. There's a filter at the bottom, slotted PVC filter. Let's go around and look on the inside of the skid here. So you have the 11-gallon aluminum fuel tank. This has the rollover valve. And then this has 2 ports, one on the top and one on the bottom, so we can run both machines off that one tank. Here is a look at the T-strainer. So we have this on both sides, has a stainless steel internal 80 mesh filter. It's all mounted neatly to the side. Here's a look at the other one. And then this is that FlowPro system I was telling you about, the downstreaming system. You got the hose that runs into here. So what that does is allows you to pull chemical bleach in through your pressure washing line, and as long as you're using a low pressure nozzle, you can actually spray bleach with your pressure washer. You can see that goes right up to the hose reel. This customer special ordered a shelf to mount all that stuff on, so we did that for him. Got the surface cleaner locking surface cleaner rack here, so you can see the key there. This is all stainless steel hinges. You can see this one comes with a Whisper Wash 19-inch Classic that the customer ordered. If you're purchasing a skid from us and you're wanting to add a surface cleaner, we do make you a pretty good deal on that surface cleaner. We basically give them away at cost if you're buying a skid from us. All right, that's the skid. If you guys have any questions or you want to see more of our content, like I said, hit that subscribe button. It's right down below. Super easy to do. Hit the like button, and I appreciate you guys tuning in.